look like some general anti-principles start to come into focus. This is the... I'm sorry. I'm just busy. I'm just busy doing other things. I'm just busy doing better things than talking about this. But I'm looking forward to talking about it again. Get back into it. I hope we're getting close. But it's not just Web 2 platforms that failed to reach Rawls' standard of justice. Not just Web 2. Web 3 in its current form is also exacerbating inequalities. Web 3 is making it worse. Web 3 projects commonly issue crypto tokens as digital representations of value. Commonly, okay? Web 3 projects commonly issue crypto tokens as digital representations of value. Early versions of token distributions have led to unsustainable dynamics wherein speculators are rewarded instead of those who are adding consistent value to networks through actual usage. I'll read it again. I'm going to try to get through this. I'm done with it already. Early versions of token distributions have led to unsustainable dynamics, says who? If you keep jerking around with it, the market will sustain itself eventually if you stop trying to fuck with it. Wherein speculators are rewarded, incentive systems, instead of those who are adding consistent value to networks through actual usage. So the people that are speculating are making the money and not the people that are using it. Is this complaint? Like it's Web 3's fault. A control needs to be put in place so that does not happen. And it's like, boom, right off the get. It's like, we need to make sure these things don't happen by putting in preemptive controls, and instead of saying, well, if we do nothing, the speculation will stop. The value will come from the users. The long-term value will come from that. But if we try to prevent it so it doesn't happen, it's happening for a reason. People are speculating for a reason. And for the people that speculate and take the risks, they will gain the rewards. And because you don't want to risk and you don't want to speculate, you want to say, but hey, it didn't have any value if it wasn't for me, the one who uses it. I am the user. Great, you're what gives it its value over the long term. But don't fault those who are speculating in the initial. Without speculation, nothing happens. I mean, it gets attention, and then it gets more attention, and then things equalize, and the market takes effect, and normal price distribution takes place. But from the get, you want to just like, here's what we need to do. And it's this authoritarian control right off the get. Speculators are rewarded instead of those, as in like, instead by who? Like, who is causing this? These Web 3 authoritarians? No, it's you and your friends who want to start implementing these controls that lead to that. You want no freedom, and you're upset that there's free. It's crazy talk. Some play-to-earn games have implemented a dual token system in which users earn income but not governance power. Value but not ownership. They get value but not ownership, creating the risk of replicating the dynamics of the current economy in which workers can earn salary but not equity, compounding wealth inequality. Accountability. It's ownership and accountability. Some play to earn games. You play. The more you play, you earn. You're giving your time, you're giving your attention. You're paying with your time and attention. Some of these games have implemented a dual token system in which users earn income, but not governance. Hey, you can make money on it, but you're not going to get to be then the governing board of it, right? You're playing to earn. It's costing you nothing. You're paying with your attention. You've got no skin in the game other than your attention. And people will pay for that, as we have discussed. It is the asset. In which users earn income but not governance power. But not. Nothing good comes after but. I mean, they can make money, but they don't get to tell everybody else what to do. Man, I don't want to be mean. But that's what it is, right? I mean, creating the risk of replicating the dynamics of the current economy. But we can do it better than they can. Advertising model, been around since all of human history. In which workers earn salary but not equity. You earn a salary. Equity, you're not guaranteed equity. Compounding wealth inequality, it's their fault. Business writer Evan Armstrong points strong parallels between some current NFT projects and multi-level marketing schemes. Yes, marketing's fucking marketing. It doesn't matter whether there's an NFT or soap. Marketing is marketing. There's no NFT, MLM, multi-level marketing. Do you understand multi-level marketing? If you did, you would realize that everybody does it. They paint this picture like it's some evil secret thing. No, it's literally every human transaction, almost, the way they look at it. It's so evil to them because they're the ones that do it. It's so evil to them because they're the ones that do it. In which later arrivals in the ecosystem are structurally unable to achieve the same level of success as early adopters due to system design. We're gonna finish this. I'm not gonna go into whole rants about that. Other than to say that they know better. How to ensure justice is fairness in Web 3. Well, tell us. We've seen how both Web 2 internet and early iterations of Web 3 fall short of ensuring a free, fair playing field that benefits the least advantaged. I mean, has anyone ever read this out loud, or do people are just reading it? They're scanning it on the metro or something. I don't know. Has anyone actually read it? How to ensure justice as fairness in Web 3. How to ensure justice as fairness. We've seen how both the Web 2 internet and a free and fair playing field that benefits... free and fair, period. That benefits contradiction. I mean, it's at that moment it contradicts whatever comes next. Whatever comes next. I mean, it's like you can't write code like that. A free and fair playing field that benefits the least advantaged does not compute. So what would an internet that meets Rawls' lofty standards look like? Some general... Meets Rawls' lofty standards look like? Some general... Come on, man. So what would an internet... This is comedy. So what would an internet that meets Rawls' standards look like? He has no standards. We've already determined that. You cannot know the good. All right, whatever. Look like some general anti-principles start to come into focus. This is the stupidest fucking shit. I'm sorry. That's not helpful. It's not helpful. That's not helpful. Man, come on, though. I'm going to read it one more time with empathy. So what would an internet that meets Rawls standards look like? What would that look like? Some general anti-principles start to come into focus. I mean, you want to talk about the destruction of man's mind. You want to talk about Rawls and all this thought experiment, anti-veil of ignorance stuff. You want to start talking about the destruction of the cognitive mind and of consciousness, which is what you want when your primacies and your Kants and your Humes and your destruction of the mind to no reality. You go to Harvard for this. And then to write a sentence, to be like, what would this ideal look like? What would it look like? Some general anti-principles start to come into focus. Well, here's what it would look like. Here's what we won't do. Here's some things, some and the term anti-principle is an anti-concept. It's like, why would you use that term other than to confuse and obfuscate? A bunch of don'ts. Non-existence. Talk about what doesn't exist. You want to talk about the act of creation. You want to talk about the act of non-existence. The non-existence of it. The anti-principle. The anti-mind. The veil of ignorance. The anti-reason. The irrational. It doesn't matter what it is. Here's what I want it to be. And because I want it to be, it should be this way. And that is the good. That's what should be and ought to be. The way I think it should be. Which is so... Don't telling people what not to do. Telling people that you know better, that you will design a system, that freedom isn't equality, and that somebody knows better than you what's good for you. It's bad news, man. I got the buffers. I mean, whatever comes next.